Anyone in particular come to mind?
Sorry. It's been hard enough getting to know Emily, let alone anyone else in this backwater burg. Well, guess I better go call the sheriff.
Where did that barred bounce game that's in the parlor come from?
I asked
Do
you
you
all
know?
my questions.
Emily says Josiah Crowley brought it in one day and just left it. Said it was so guests, as in him, would have something to do while they waited for a table.
Is that your car I saw when I drove up the driveway?
My old rust bucket's parked out back where nobody'll see it. Be nice to buy something decent, but last time I checked, my last name was Willoughby, not Rockefeller.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
You betcha.
So from the Lilac Inn is the jewelry being stolen, because the Lilac Inn, which I believe they do make good pies, in the book, which you'll be able to tune in Story Saturday if you haven't looked at that yet. And I should tell my dad. But the jewelry is an inheritance. Emily's parents had died, and the aunt, like Aunt Hazel or something, was the one that had the jewelry, was going to give it to her, and then it disappears. And then so that's from Mystery of the Lilac Inn, the 4th book. And then the 1st book, Secret of the Old Clock, comes the clocks, comes the will.
Drop a nickel into the slot, please.
Oh.
There you go. Now, how may I be of service?
Isn't that crazy? People used to, like, have to be connected.
I'd like to talk to Carson Drew. His number is KL57187.
Hang on a minute.
Carson Drew speaking.
Hi, Dad.
Well, I see you got to Titusville okay.
The car ran like a top.
It ought to. That's a fine car. You treat it well, it'll treat you well.
I was told that you wanted me to call.
I need to get some documents from a colleague over there. I thought since you were in the area, you could pick them up. Save him paying postage.
Sure. What's the address?
He said he'd just leave them for you at the telegraph office. Just drive into town and look for Tubby Telegrams. He said you can't miss it.
Will do.
These papers are extremely important, Nancy.
I will pick them up, Dad.
Good. Remember, watch your gas gauge and get gas when you're low so you don't run out. And try to avoid potholes. The more you hit, the likely it is you'll wind up with a flat.
Yes, Dad.
And if you do get a flat, take it off and put on
I
your spare,
love that
and then
they
head
add
straight
this,
to a
like,
gas station
fatherly
and get it
component.
fixed.
Like, I
Yes,
really
Dad.
care about you, Nancy.
All right,
like,
lecture
please.
over. Have you found out why Miss Crandall asked you to visit?
She wanted me to have you lock her mother's jewelry up in your safe. Only someone stole it before I could take it with me.
Stole it? Good gosh.
That was right after the stove in the kitchen exploded.
The stove exploded?
Yeah.
Sounds to me like you'd be well advised to cut your visit there short.
No, I want to find out what's going on. I have to find out what's going on.
You have to?
Well, yeah, you know. Emily just lost her mom,
Can't
and she's
help
worried about
herself.
losing the inn, and her guardian's all wet when it comes to helping out, and...
And the truth is, you are so curious that you feel like you'll absolutely burst if you don't find out why all these weird things have been happening, right?
Yes.
Don't worry, I know the feeling. You're a chip off the old block, I'm afraid. Well, as long as you're like me in one other way, you should be fine.
What way is that? Smart?
Careful.
I'll
Goodbye,
talk to him
Dad.
later.
See you tonight.
Oh, so many things.
That's done. Check.
It's easier just to explore now, right? Okay. A paper of some sort? I wonder.